Hi everyone, my name is Grace and welcome to this episode of Gracie the Kenyan Diaspora and Returnee. For those of you who are listening to us for the first time, we're so glad that you've joined us. This podcast is a forum for discussing everything diaspora and life as a returnee. Today I have a guest. Her name is Ciru. Ciru was in the prior episode, so if you missed it, you may go and check it out. In fact, please go and check it out. And in that episode, we discussed real estate sales that are done by Mi Vida group, where Ciru works. And Ciru is actually a former diaspora, so she used to live in the States for almost 2 decades, you said, and she has been back home for 6 years. Hey Ciru.
Hi there. Hi again.
Hi again. Welcome to this episode.
Thank you for having me as always.
You're welcome. Ciru, in the last episode we discussed real estate sales by Mi Vida Group, and in this short episode we will be talking about the other services that you offer. We'd like you to tell us about them.
Yes, so we are a full-fledged property service company.
All right.
So we do development, we do project management, we also do asset management, and then within that we do property management.
All right.
So we have a service company called ORIS, that's AURIS, ORIS Property Management Company, that provides that level of service to within our portfolio projects.
Okay.
So essentially we provide property management post-construction.
Yes.
And as an arm of the developer, we provide insights to the developer during construction. So a lot of the design that happens before a project is conceived,
Yes.
we are in the room.
Yes.
So we're able to,
Yes.
we are, yeah. So
Yes.
we're able to provide input about amenities. We're able to provide, feedback on something as simple as water points.
Right. Right.
Because when we think about, we want to be able to maintain the development. So I need to make sure that there's water points for cleaners to be able to clean floors and all that.
Yes.
So it's a very, very unique synergy for the developer.
Yes.
To get that management insight from conception.
Yes.
And then post-construction,
Yeah.
the developer doesn't just sail off into the sunset, right?
Yeah, I think that's actually
Yeah.
a very good idea,
Yeah.
because you may develop property and then not think about the post, and then usually it's not until after people have bought the units that they start realizing some of the things don't make sense. So this is where you come in.
Correct.
I think it would also be beneficial in terms of when you're selling the units and you know you will want to get clientele to help manage, you're also then thinking about ROI.
Correct.
Because many times you are buying an apartment and maybe you're promised that the rental income will be X. That person may just want to sell you the unit, but they won't be there when you are finding that the apartment rents for less. So I think that's what you're talking about too, right?
Exactly, yeah. And as a diaspora, when you're buying a property in Kenya, you're likely looking at it as an investment property.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So as an investment property, you need to make sure that you get the right kind of return.
Yes.
You need to make sure that you can preserve the value of that asset.
Yes.
So on the return, correct, you're dealing with a group that can give you viable information about what kind of returns you should expect. On the preservation of the value,
Yes.
there's already a structure in place to make sure that the development is properly maintained
Yes.
post-construction.
Yes. Yes.
Again, being in the diaspora,
Yes.
there's comfort in that.
Yes.
And then on the management side, because the whole development is also being professionally managed, if you need to, for example, in our situation, if you can also engage us on an individual basis
Yes.
to manage your unit
Yeah.
or units for you.
Yeah.
So we can actually manage your individual units.
Yes.
Again, there's a comfort of, I don't have to rely on my cousin's uncle's brother.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
To tell me what's happening on the ground. I
Yes.
have a structure, a viable professional structure in place to make sure that you're getting your rents.
Yes. Yes.
My tenant is well taken care of.
Yes.
Essentially, someone is having to deal with those night calls.
Yes.
When the toilet's not working.
Yes.
You don't have someone calling you.
Yes.
There's a person that can attend to it.
Yeah, and do you know that is so important even for you diaspora that may want to get financing back home. And I am in diaspora banking, so I'm speaking from experience. Sometimes a diaspora may want to invest back home, but they do not have the capacity to pay it by cash. So they will often come to us and they will ask us to give a loan with that property that they're buying as collateral. So one of the things that the bank looks at is what is the rental income that will come in. We also look at your foreign income, but then on the flip side, there is the requirement that that rental income must be channeled to the bank until the loan is paid in full. What we have seen sometimes happen is the diaspora may trust family and friends to manage the property for them. One, you may find that your family and friends don't live near where the property is, so the management is not as thorough. That's number one. Number two, sometimes the funds are diverted because that family member starts using that money for themselves before they channel it to the bank. Number three, and this is really the biggest one that we have seen, the family member friend will hire a caretaker on the ground, and sometimes the caretaker will say, oh, we're not getting tenants, or 50% of the property is vacant. And you in the diaspora are then told, yeah, we only collected X amount of rent, when really there are more tenants.
Exactly.
We in the bank have sometimes been told by the diaspora who are investing, could you please go and check for me the occupancy or what is going on? So I think it's a very good idea to hire a professional company and one that is well known like Mi Vida to support you in that. If you missed the background on Mi Vida Group, please go listen to the prior episode where Ciru shared who Mi Vida Group is. But I think that's a very important point that you've raised there on property management.
Correct.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you do on the property management side outside of that?
So with property management, there's a lot of steps that it entail. So obviously, as you mentioned, there's a financial fiduciary.
Yes.
Also the due diligence.
Yes.
So the question is, yes, I want to rent it, but we take it the next step to make sure that the people, the renters and the tenants, are pass through a due diligence process.
Oh, nice! You do that on their behalf.
So we do that on behalf of
Nice.
so if we're engaged individually by our partners or our purchasers, we do that. We do due diligence for them.
Okay.
Also all the contracting. So to make sure that there's an actual contract in place.
Yes.
That's enforceable.
Yes.
It's essentially just taking that entire process and managing and facilitating it for the purchaser.
Yes.
To a degree where, as you mentioned, not only is there comfort, but also it ticks all the boxes.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. Do you only do property management for the properties that you have sold, or if there is a diaspora who owns other properties and wants to maybe outsource you, do you do that, or?
So that's a good question. So being a full-fledged property service company, we can.
Oh, you can.
For us, you can visit our website.
Yes.
You can reach us on www.mividahomes.com.
Okay.
And we can talk to you one-on-one and see how we can assist.
All right, cool. We will share that website in our caption when we post the video, so in case you need to reach out to Mi Vida, feel free to do that. Ciru, it was a pleasure having you. I don't know if you're welcome. I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to share with the audience before we say goodbye.
Just again, always a pleasure. I love engaging with the diaspora folks, whether you're in the US or the UK or wherever you are at this moment in time. Again, always a pleasure.
Great. All right. Thank you so much for listening to us. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Bye.
Bye.